Welcome back to the Down to Business, the show all about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship in a world ruled by unprecedented change. Effective leadership is becoming even more essential, and that's why I'm bringing on the author of a brand new book, Lift, Fostering the Leader in You Amid Revolutionary Global Changes. I've got Faisal Hoque, who talks in this thought-provoking book, inviting readers to explore the intersection of transformational leadership, systemic thinking, and experiential learning. Faisal, welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. I know you and your co-authors have a lot of experience, and I don't want to spend our entire time talking about your bio, but you've done a lot of things in your career, including many public and private sector giants. What were some of the experiences that led you to write Lift?
Look, I mean, Lift I wrote about now almost 24 months ago. So this is right after a pandemic. My publisher was saying, hey, world had changed. What are those main changes and how do we prepare for it? So it stemmed from that. And as you know, we were just coming out of the pandemic, but also there has been a lot of technological change. There has been a lot of conversation about misinformation and how it helps or doesn't help us to make the right decisions. And the fact that, there's a lot of conversation around climate change and mass migration from different locations. So all of this has a major impact from a socio-political and economic point of view. It doesn't matter how small or large organization you may be part of. So it's both individual as well as it's professional and business and organizational.
Wow, interesting. And I know that that Lift is, I wouldn't call it quite a book, because really at the end of every chapter is a section titled Learn and Transform. So what are some of the key takeaways that you're hoping that readers can walk away with, and who's the intended audience?
So the intended audience could be anybody and everybody. And, we identify opportunity on an individual level, but we also have identified opportunity in every market segment, whether you're in financial industry, whether you're in public sector, whether you are in healthcare, there's opportunity for everybody. And Lift was written with a very optimistic lens and optimistic viewpoint. And the name Lift comes from the fact that if you want to lift others, first you have to lift yourself. So the key learning from Lift is that, the leadership style needs to be changed in a way whether we are inspiring and we are influencing others along with ourselves. That's first thing. But once you're inspired, if in order to execute something, you have to execute it with a systemic and step and process. Nothing is sustainable if you don't have a repeatable process. And the third is that all our learning comes from our experiences. For example, you've seen in the pandemic, during the pandemic, we have learned not to use a simple example, not to use a printed menu, and we are using these, the QPR code to read it on our phones and order food from the menu. Just a simple example, or telehealth, another example, right? So these are behavioral learning patterns that we learn when we are forced into a particular situation, and those learning stays with you more lasting way than if you read a book or you go to a seminar. So the combination of this, the transformational leadership trait with inspiration and empathy, along with systemic thinking, and the experiential learning is what's going to prepare every single one of us to deal with all the changes that are at bay and coming. And you've already seen a lot of things that are coming in terms of cyber and the AI and all kind of geopolitical unrest, economic downturn. But those three factors are three areas of learning that I just talked about is very ubiquitous.
Absolutely. I'm chatting with Faisal, an accomplished entrepreneur, senior executive, author, thought leader, public speaker, and advisor to management teams and board of directors. And important for our conversation, co-author of Lift, Fostering the Leader in You Amid Revolutionary Global Changes, because indeed that's exactly what is going on. Faisal, I really appreciate you sharing all of that with our listeners, and obviously a key takeaway is going to be picking up a copy of the read and getting on your website, which we'll share in just a moment. But Faisal, in the 30 seconds that we have remaining, can you point to a specific sort of leadership style or leader in particular that sort of has transformed you?
Look, I've been influenced by a host of leaders and personalities throughout my career. Starting from when I was in college, I used to work in a janitorial shift. So my supervisor, the graveyard supervisor, was my first influence. And then from there, I have worked for GE and worked for Pitney Bowes and worked with many corporate boards. So throughout my career, many people has influenced my leadership style. But also a lot of thought leaders like Peter Drucker and a lot of the new generation thought leaders like Adam Grant and other folks has obviously shaped my thinking and practice.
Well, Faisal, I appreciate you sharing that on the personal note. And again, I'm inspired by you. So how can we get in touch with you and learn from you and learn from your read?
Look, I mean, you can go to my website. I don't write books for any kind of, commercial reason. It's all dedicated for nonprofit. So if you buy a book, it goes to charity. And tons of blogs and things are posted on my personal website, which is FaisalHoque.com, but you can also follow me on LinkedIn. There is a daily 2 post of some sort of a learning nugget, so you can pick that up from there.
Fantastic. Well, thanks so much for joining us and Get Down to Business. Quick break. We'll be right back.